Here is Matt Baker. This is the guy that we just saw the picture of.
That's the wind. That's the wind of time. That's the wind of history. That's the wind blowing through your ancestors' bones, begging you to do the right thing.
Sir, can you please state your
That
name
is
for
the
the audio record?
wind that
Sir?
Matt Baker is calling upon from Ocean Beach. The wind that is blowing through the black people, through the white people, through the Chinese people, through the Mexican Americans, to the people that built this building with their bare hands to raise up this nation. They are begging you, and they are blowing through your veins, and they should be putting a tingle up the spine of your back, and they should be begging you to do the right thing.
He smells like patchouli and BO, right?
You do not get a vaccine passport put on us. You know, as the population who's in control, you know that the people or the politicians, once you get a power...
In Big Win's pocket! Oh, there's a cat behind me.
4 feet of marble that holds you above high in this chamber will help you from the fate of humanity.
This isn't you. This is Socrates. You guys don't see him very often. The patchouli joke, I'm sorry. For those of you listening to the podcast, if I had to guess, this is a lunatic leftist. Or maybe not a leftist, but a fucking one of those people that believes in the woo and the new age shit. I don't think he's a right-winger, to be honest with you. Maybe, I don't know.
Which you are unleashing! No! It won't! Your children and your children's children will be subjugated! They will be asked, how many vaccines have you had? Have you been a good little Nazi? Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! There's been a lot of talk about the neuro...
This woman's face is cracking me up over here.
Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci!
Look at...
Hail Fauci! There's been a lot of talk about the Nuremberg Code. Well, I brought you a copy. You are all in violation of Section 1. Yes, you, Dr. Wooten. You are in violation of the Nuremberg Code, which is international law, and the definition is...
Thank you, sir. Your time is...
I was not expecting that. Holy shit. You want to see some more from this board meeting?
And I love coffee. Someone called him a terrorist. He's a true patriot. He was at the storming of the Capitol, but he's a patriot. You all are a bunch of pawns of George Soros. You're all a bunch of criminals. You take a picture from SDPD Sergeant Randolph, because we need to stand up. This is 1776. We the people. These colors don't run. Loud noises. You know, it's been...
How many more Republican bumper stickers can you throw out there?
In this bubble here, you know, every day I hear that I'm an idiot and I'm stupid and I'm wrong, but you all need to do your own research. You need to Google anti-vax daddy. Now that is a smart man.
Anti-vax daddy. Google anti-vax daddy. That is a smart man.
Black Lives Matter. What about children's smiles? Children's smiles matter. You know, we need to bring back evictions. Think of the poor landlords. These people, they need to get back to work. I'm a landscaping business owner, and I can't get anyone to work for me for minimum wage. They're all lazy.
I don't know. I'm starting to think this might be parody. I think this dude's like fucking satire. It's Poe.
You know, where we go one, we go all. Thank you, true patriots out there. Have a wonderful day.
I don't know about that one. See this one.
My name is Derek Greco. I'm a San Diego resident. I'm a parent, and I'm pissed off. We should not be spending our time here and our life...
Yes, I'm aware that the right-wing propaganda you consume has told you to be pissed off about the wrong shit.
energy fighting people who lack critical thinking and common sense, who beat the drum of an industry that has cured 0 diseases in our lifetime, yet want to push a vaccine on us that they can't name one ingredient in that promotes human health. This is also an industry that has indemnified itself.
What are you talking about, dude?
Since 1986, and this woman says that's what.
Apparently, I didn't even know this until the other day. Apparently, I'm like the last goddamn generation that ever had chicken pox. You want to talk about, like, we haven't eradicated anything? What the hell? I didn't even know this until the other day, that we eradicated chicken pox. That I'm like one of the last people to actually get it. This is fucking insane. Common sense isn't very common.
Health. This is also an industry that has indemnified itself from damages to human beings since 1986. And this woman says that's what we have to do to be healthy? Excuse me. Let's start looking at BMIs. Let's start looking at making ourselves a bad host for this and every other malady. Okay? And frankly, I'd have a mask on my face too, and I'd be hiding myself from society if I were you as well. Okay? You all are an abject joke that I've had to be here and spend my time here. Okay? This doesn't add up. And when it doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense, you know what that is? That's the definition of propaganda. And history will...
No, it's not!
...you all accordingly. You know what's funny? Saturn is in the same place as it was during the American Revolution of 1776, and you are the redcoats. You... Well, maybe not Jim. By the way, we love Jim. Okay?
Well, hell, Saturn's in the same place it was in 1776. By the way, where there was a fucking smallpox outbreak, and General Washington required his army to be vaccinated against it, and we quarantined the city of Boston. You stupid fuck!
Already bought and paid for. I can see it in the egomaniacal rolls of your fake smiles behind your masks. This is not an agenda that you want to have your name attached to, where you have demoralized children. And come on, guys, you think putting a mask on your face and recycling your oxygen...
Polio has made a comeback in recent years, but not in the U.S.
...vaccine that promotes human health, Ms. Wooden? You can't. Can you tell me why these companies are indemnified? And can you tell me why this industry that we're supposed to pray to like a god hasn't cured one disease in our lifetime? Thank you very much. I'll leave...
Who told you to pray to the pharmaceutical industry like a god? I certainly didn't. It has been the right wing that has been promoting capitalism that you should pray to like a god, that has resulted in all the fucking shittiness of our pharmaceutical industry. Fuck, let's hear another one.
I'm a former healthcare worker and a first-generation Afghan. I'm here because I'm just completely disappointed in every...
Astrology? He's getting some kind of bad juju from Saturn or some shit? Ours is in retro Gatorade or something? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
Every decision that you guys have been making. My family came here from Afghanistan. They ran away from the Taliban, from the rule that they were going to do over us. And they came here in the early 80s, and they made something of themselves, and I wanted to make something of myself too. And you know what? I used to be a Democrat.
Your family couldn't have fled the Taliban in the early 80s. Reagan hadn't created them yet.
And that party drove me crazy, and it made my life terrible. And by the grace of God, I came to Jesus Christ last year. It's a miracle a person like me did from where I'm from. So I'm here to tell you the evil I see, because darkness runs from light. The darkness they don't want to see the light because their deeds were evil, just like Jesus said. You guys are just empty. And you know what? It's like the Pink Floyd song. All in all, you're all just...
I'm sure Roger Waters, who's a dick, by the way, I have a love-hate relationship with Pink Floyd. I'm sure Roger Waters would not agree with you, ma'am. He believes in science. I'm sure if he is touring right now, and I don't think he is, if he was, I'm sure he would require mask and vaccination to enter.
bricks in the wall, and we could just flick you like this.
Well, maybe she's on Team Gilmore, and I think Gilmore is
We've been through so
a far better person than Waters.
My Afghan people have faced terrorists, and you know what you guys are? You're acting like terrorists. And the Taliban, Nathan Fletcher, from what your stance, you'd get a...
I've got another fucking Pink Floyd song for you, woman, that you need to listen to. It's called Brain Damage.
Along with the Taliban very, very well. They would applaud you. I'm here to tell you and look at you in the face. I can't even believe I'm here. This is amazing.
Fucking Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. By the way, I found out John didn't actually say that. That's a joke from a comedian. I was very let down when because I was watching like a studio video of them recording Get Back. And the whole time I was thinking, I'm like, did they bring in a studio drummer? Because the drum part on this is way better than anything Ringo ever did. But apparently John didn't say that. But I would believe it to be true that Ringo isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. I'm sure Paul probably was.
I am fueled. You guys, I want to live my life. And you guys are taking that away from me, just like they've taken away from my people. And these are my people too. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a warrior, an Afghan warrior, and we're not going to back down because we haven't backed down and we're still not going to back down. And I'm going to get all my...
This statement dedicated to the brave men and women fighting for the Mujahideen.
Middle Eastern people in San Diego to come up.
Okay, I'll give you that. George probably was the best drummer. Okay. Fucking George was by far the most underrated Beatle. You think she might be a plant? This is like an astroturfed thing? I don't know.
Behind me because they listen to me. They hear my words and they listen to me. I can get them here and confront you. And guess what? We own a lot of liquor stores and marketplaces too.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am, your time is up.
They own a lot of liquor stores?
Next speaker, please.
Marketplaces too. And guess what? We own a lot of liquor stores and marketplaces too.
They own a lot of liquor stores and marketplaces. What the fuck does that mean?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am, your time is up. Thank you. Your time is up. Next speaker, please.
Yeah, keep that in mind about the Christians being against mask mandates. We've got something about that.
2 weeks ago, I took my 3 boys to the library. We got books. It was the first time in a year and a half because they just recently opened. We didn't have masks on because they weren't required 2 weeks ago. I went back this last week to make copies.
Okay.
The library was empty, and the librarian called the police on me because I tried to use a Carlsbad-owned copy machine without my mask, which I'm not going to wear because I think they're unhealthy, and it's...
Well, then you are stupid. You are stupid. I never knew what they were talking about when I heard them say that masks were unhealthy. I finally did some digging and found out, like, if you wear a cloth mask multiple days in a row, it can get bacteria on it, make you sick. That's what they're talking about when they say masks are unhealthy. Well, nobody told you to wear a cloth mask, the same cloth mask, every day without washing it. Nobody told you to not wear a disposable surgical mask. So anytime you hear right-wingers talking about masks will make you sick, that's what they're talking about.
It's not the law.
Stupid idiots.
This is really uncomfortable, but Wilma Wooten, I would like to call on your resignation today.
We are a failed state.
And Nathan Fletcher, this is very uncomfortable, but we feel ignored. I would like to call on your resignation today.
I wish. Unfortunately, it's written into our laws that we can't have a religious test, so we can't be like, you stupid-ass Christians, we bar you from holding office.
Secondly, I'd like to address the unconstitutional vaccine passport. These shots are not a vaccine. They are an untested experimental drug which contains multiple harmful agents and have been scientifically shown to cause dangerous side effects.
No!
Previous vaccines in years 2018 to 2020 were in the 20s. In the past 6 months alone, according to the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, VAERS,
I'm pretty sure everybody in my chat would know, but if you don't know what VAERS is, that is the thing where you can go and self-report and call yourself like Winnie the Pooh and report that you had 5 family members die from the vaccine. It is not any kind of actual statistical analysis.
Deaths from this COVID vax are well over 12,000. Researchers claim the estimate for those who will eventually die from this vax will occur in 3 to 10 years, which means that within 10 years, 2.1 billion people could die from these dangerous COVID shots. Add to that the side effects of infertility among men and women. Countless medical professionals, including the former VP of Pfizer.
I haven't heard about vaccines causing infertility, but you know what I have heard causing infertility? COVID-19.
Are trumpeting the dangers of this so-called vaccine. To force it upon adults and children is surely the greatest crime against humanity. As Americans, we have the freedom to make our
weaponized stupidity.
decisions. Stop the tyranny.
Stop the tyranny. Phew, I thought there was going to be more. Fuck. But now I would like to point this out. This a tweet from Kurt Eschenwald. Right-wing Christians weren't always opposed to mask wearing. They encouraged each other to wear them to protect against AIDS, a disease that is not airborne. But doing so in the 1980s let them torment and hate the gay community. And somehow then they didn't think that masks kill you. I'd vote for Vern Supreme in a heartbeat. Need to ask Sparkles about her love for Vermin Supreme. We all need our ponies. This is a pamphlet from July 1983, the Moral Majority Report. AIDS in big bold letters, and then a whole family masked up against a non-respiratory disease. The rent is too damn... I would vote for the rent is too damn high guy. Just based on his style alone. My, how it doesn't ever seem to be about masks or freedom or whatever. It just seems to be about, you know, doing the opposite of what the libtards say. As I said, officials in Alabama are going to take some steps to try to curb the spread of the disease. Their plan, as Mobile County hospitals fill up, the city calls for prayer. A record number of 480 people with COVID-19 filled up a Mobile County's hospitals Monday, placing continued stress on a healthcare industry that is pleading for relief. Mobile city officials on Tuesday wanted to recognize those workers with a proclamation and are encouraging prayer. And for local churches and other houses of worship to toll their bells for 1 minute at noon each day for the next week. Proclamation entitled Healthcare Prayer and Appreciation Week is in effect from Wednesday until August 25th. I'm sure that's really going to help us out of the current situation we're in. Well, Dr. Watson, we're going to talk about the Taliban here in just a second.